Hi, today we're going to do number 485, max consecutive ones. So we're giving an array of binary nums, return the maximum number of consecutive ones in the arrays. So we see here 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. The max consecutive arrays is here 1, 1, 1. So we return 1. In this example, this is the max consecutive ones, so we return 2. So we can do a brute force way where we do a nested loop, so for each outer loop, keep track of the consecutive ones if value is 0, we break, and then we need to create a max count variable account equals 0, update count with the max of current count, and we return count. So for this way, the time complexity is going to be O of n squared because we're doing a nested loop, and then the space complexity is going to be O of, since we're just looping, we're creating a variable for the count, it's just going to be O of 1. So we can actually improve this by doing a running count. So we create the count the same, and we just do loop through nums, and then we have a count, and then we have a current count equal to 0. And then when we loop through this, instead of tracking for every value here, nesting it, we just track if it's a 1, we update the current count, and then find the max of the current count and count. Otherwise, if it's 0, we just reset it. If value is 1, increment current count, and then get max of count and current count. Then if value is 0, reset current count, and then we just return count. And here the time complexity is going to be O of n, since we're doing a loop, and then the space complexity, since we're just using constant variables, is going to be O of 1. And since this has a better time complexity, we can use a running count, but I'll show you both ways. So here we can have a count and a current count, and we're going to return a count. So we're going to loop through nums, and then here, if num is equal to 1, we increment the count, current count, and then we have to get the max of the count. Otherwise, we need an else here, so it's a 0. Since there's only 2 options, we reset current count. And now I can show you the brute force way. So it's going to start off the same where we have a count, but here we're going to do a nested loop. And here we want to create a count, current count. It starts off as 0. And here we want to loop through it, and we want to include I in it, so that equals I, since if this is 1, we want to include it since the current count is 0. So if nums.j is equal to 1, we want to increment current count. Else, if it's 0, we want to break out of this loop since it's not consecutive anymore. And then after this loop, we want to update count. Max of the current count or count. So yeah, it didn't pass the time limit, but this is another way to solve it. So the idea here is that we need to loop through it, and then we can either do a brute force, or for this one, we compare this, keep going until it breaks 0, and then return whatever the current count is, get the max of it. Or we have a running current count where we see if it's 1, we increment it, and then update the count, the max count. Otherwise, if it's 0, we have to reset it. And that's all. Thank you.